Hey everyone, today we're going to go on a bit of a tour, but not of a museum or some old building. Nope, we're touring a library. And this isn't just any library. This is a collection of the essential books that have literally shaped India and, the entire world. So you ready? Let's dive in.
Just think about that for a second. What if you could walk through a library where every single book on the shelf was a game changer? A book that completely shifted how people saw the world, or sparked a revolution, or just defined an entire era. Well, that's exactly the tour we're about to take. All right, so our first stop, we're heading way back into the oldest wing of this library. We're calling it the Ancient Foundations. And for good reason. These are the texts that really laid the bedrock for centuries of philosophy, art, and science. And not just in India, we're talking across the entire globe. And wow, just look at this first shelf. The range here is absolutely incredible. On one hand, you've got the beautiful drama of Kalidasa. People often call him the Shakespeare of India. Right next to that, something totally different, Vishnu Sharma's Panchatantra. Now, these are animal fables, but they weren't just for kids. They were designed to teach savvy, cunning statecraft. And then you even have these chronicles from foreign travelers, giving us this amazing outsider's glimpse into ancient life. It's like a complete snapshot of a civilization's soul.
Okay, let's move forward in time on our tour. We're entering an era where the written word wasn't just for art or philosophy. It became a weapon. Seriously, this section is all about the ink of revolution, ink that was used to fight for freedom and to demand some really radical social change.
I mean, just look at these titles. These aren't just books, are they? They're manifestos. They're powerful arguments. They are urgent calls to action. You've got everything from Maulana Abul Kalam Azad's India Wins Freedom to the fiery writings of Bal Gangadhar Tilak. These authors, they understood the power of the press, and they used it to mobilize an entire nation against colonial rule and to challenge some really deep-seated social injustices.
And this right here, this shows you the power of a single, absolutely devastating idea. So, Dadabhai Nauroji comes up with his drain of wealth theory. Now, this wasn't some emotional plea for freedom, not at all. It was a cold, hard economic argument. He used actual data to prove, step by step, how colonialism was systematically draining India of its resources. This one idea completely reframed the whole independence debate. It went from being about morality to being about hard numbers, a total game changer.
So we've gone from fighting for a nation to building one. Our next wing in the library is all about the works of the actual architects of modern India. And what's so fascinating is that these were leaders who didn't just govern. They wrote, they theorized, they spent so much time articulating their vision for the future.
Yeah, for these figures, leadership and deep intellectual thought were just inseparable. You see Nehru's sweeping the discovery of India, which, by the way, he wrote while he was in prison. Or you look at APJ Abdul Kalam's incredibly inspiring Wings of Fire. See, these books are so much more than just memoirs. They're literally blueprints from the minds of the people who shaped India's destiny.
And this really captures the vibrant and often competing ideas that were right at the heart of building a nation. It wasn't simple. On one side, you've got Gandhi's vision, deeply rooted in spiritual truth and nonviolence. But then on the other, you have Ambedkar's radical, totally uncompromising demand for the annihilation of caste. It's this fundamental debate over the very soul of the new nation, right? Is freedom a spiritual journey, or is it a social revolution?
Okay, let's jump forward and bring our tour right into the present day, because this tradition of influential writing, it is absolutely alive and well. Our modern shelf is just packed with incredible voices from pretty much every field you can imagine. So here you kind of see the boardroom meeting the academy. You've got these fantastic memoirs from trailblazing CEOs, think Indra Nooyi from PepsiCo or Satya Nadella from Microsoft, sharing their hard-won lessons on innovation. And then sitting right alongside them on the shelf, you've got the foundational economic theorists, guys like Adam Smith, whose ideas, let's be honest, still shape our entire global economy today. And hey, it's not hall politics and economics, right? Of course not. That human drive for excellence is captured so powerfully in the world of sports. I mean, the autobiographies of icons like cricketer Anil Kumble, the amazing boxing legend Mary Kom, and of course, the greatest himself, Muhammad Ali. These are so much more than just sports stories. They're real chronicles of discipline, of perseverance, and just that raw will to win. This next section is just dazzling. Seriously. Here we have what you might call the voices of the diaspora. These are the authors who took Indian stories and made them global, winning some of literature's highest honors along the way.
We're talking about writers like Salman Rushdie, Arundhati Roy, and Jhumpa Lahiri. They didn't just write novels, they completely redefined what the Indian novel could be for a worldwide audience.
And these writers aren't just off in their own little corner. Not at all. They're part of this massive, ongoing global conversation. Their books sit on the shelf right alongside international giants like George Orwell or Harper Lee. And what's cool is they are both contributing to and challenging that global literary canon. All right, as our tour starts to wind down, we're arriving at our final chapter. And this one is all about reflecting on the enduring power of the written word itself.
When you step back and look at everything we just seen, from ancient Sanskrit verses all the way to the revolutionary fire of the freedom fighters, and then to the creative worlds of modern novelists, you start to realize this isn't just a list of books. It's a map of history, it's a blueprint of ideas, and maybe most of all, it's a testament to the human experience.
I really want to leave you with this one powerful thought. Think about it. Speech is fleeting, right? It disappears as soon as it's said. But literature gives it a kind of immortality. The ideas of all these authors are still speaking to us today. They're still challenging us and they're still inspiring us long after they were first written. And that, of course, brings us to the final and maybe the most important question of all. After taking this tour, after seeing this incredible map of human thought laid out before you, what part are you going to explore next? Because really, the only question that matters now is, what will be the next chapter in your reading journey?